So let's rank all the films that I rewatched for the month of February 2023. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, back again with another ranking. This time it's going to be the February 2023 rewatches ranking. Now, just like last month, well, not last month, just like January, I rewatched 32 films. Really something. Anyway, it was tough, but I'm going to just go ahead and get into the, well, fun stuff and why this is really going to surprise a lot of y'all. So I'm going to try and go as fast as I can for the first few until I get to the top 10. Okay? If you're ready, let's start the rankings. Sit back, relax, and here we go. Number 32 is Jack and Jill from 2011. I went and saw this film. It's okay. It's not really one of Adam Sandler's best, even though he has dual roles as the titular characters. Even Al Pacino's in this film. That was really a big surprise. Number 31 is Just Married from 2003. This film was a guilty pleasure of mine. It sort of still is. After I revisited it on Tubi, and I just did a review of it. It's doing pretty well. If you haven't seen my review of it yet, check it out. Ashton Kutcher and Brittany Murphy really put on some fun laughs and what have you in this. Number 30 is Just My Luck from 2006. This film is sort of a semi-guilty pleasure. I've only seen it a few times. Lohan's pretty funny, and so is Chris Pine, one of his early films. I haven't reviewed this film. I might sometime down the road. But anyway, it does have some crazy moments. You're like seeing Freaky Friday with her again, but with involving good luck and bad luck being swapped. Number 29 is Oh God, You Devil from 1984. This is the third film of the Oh God series. I plan to review this in the second one later on this year. Now, this film is fun, it's really fun to see George Burns play both the roles of the devil and God himself. This isn't really the best, but pretty good though. It's Ted Wasson before he starred on Blossom. So anyway, it's pretty funny. Number 28 is Jeepers Creepers 2 from 2003. While this film isn't quite as good as its predecessor, but it is a pretty fair continuation. I thought it was good in some ways. I will review this and its predecessor, which that's still ahead, a review sometime sooner or later. Number 27 is Monster Trucks from 2016. This is also a semi-guilty pleasure. It's fun and all. Not really great though, but it does have a few fun moments and what have you. I mean, the strange creatures that make these trucks pretty awesome and why even they're old makes this movie pretty fun in some ways. Number 26 is Scream 3 from 2000. Again, this isn't my favorite of the franchise, but I do have a little respect for it in ways. I like the voice changer, and some of the cast is not too bad. Most of them are here and miss, but overall, it's still fine and what have you. Number 25 is Saved by the Bell, weighing in Las Vegas from 1994. This served as the actual finale to the original series after the college years. I gotta say, this film's pretty good. Well, I do like the other film, Hawaiian Style, but this one really took the cake. The weighing cake, that is. Everyone was really good in this. I definitely gotta do reviews on those, as well as the Saved by the Bell series as well. Number 24 is My Bloody Valentine from 2009. This one's pretty good. It's bloody and what have you, but the 3D's just, you know. But I still enjoy it for what it had to offer. We'll see where the original one winds up later on. Number 23 is Bridesmaids from 2011. Now, I watched this for the first time last year, but I watched it again, but this time in the special unrated cut, which was good in ways. I recently did a review of this film. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. This film's a pretty darn funny chick flick. Number 22 is Sugar Hill from 1974. This is a guilty pleasure of mine. I like Marky Bates' performance as the title character. The zombies aren't too bad, even though it's a PG rated blaxploitation horror flick. It has its moments. You can find the full movie on YouTube free with ads now if you haven't seen it yet. I say maybe give it a one time watch. You might like it, you may not. You be the judge. Number 21 is Valentine from 2001. I love this movie. I mean, sure, it has its moments, but it has a pretty good cast and why have you of great gals, some that I've actually like Denise Richards, for example. Anyway, this film just has a pretty bloody good feel to it for Valentine's Day. I mean, not quite like my Bloody Valentine, but still, it manages to pull some stuff off. Number 20 is Jeepers Creepers from 19 not 97. Oh, I'm getting tongue tied. 2001. This film's pretty good in my opinion. I definitely gotta review this. We had some pretty good performances from Justin Long, Gina Phillips. Jonathan Breck was real good as the creeper. I'll tell you more about this when I review it. This film's really good. Number 19 is Saban's Power Rangers from 2017. This is also a guilty pleasure. I saw this in theaters, and it's not too bad. It has its moments and what have you, but I wish this could have done better and kept it going. But I've been hearing they're going to try again, but with Paramount at the helm. I wish the best of luck for this. But this film was pretty good. I liked Elizabeth Banks as Rhea, so not too bad. You don't have to take my word for it. I definitely gotta review this film. Number 18 is Forgetting Sarah Marshall from 2008. I recently did a review of this film, and I will say it was pretty good on the second time watch. It's just so twisted but crazy and what have you. Great performances from its cast, and let me tell you, its story is just, well, kind of, kind of fun in ways. Number 17 is Oh God Book 2 from 1980. While this wasn't as big as its predecessor, but George Burns once again nails it as God himself. And I like the little girl in the film too, but I'll talk more about this when I review it, possibly next month. We'll see what happens. Anyway, it was real fun, especially seeing George Burns on a motorcycle. Number 16 is Scream 4 from 2011. Not bad of continuation, even though Wes Craven wanted to end after part 3, but we got another one. You'll see where the fifth one and the first one and the second one, they're still ahead. I watched all 5 of those. I'm not sure if I will see Scream 6, but when it comes to Paramount Plus, I will. But anyway, Scream 4, it's pretty good. Number 15 is Wedding Crashers from 2005. It's been some time since I last saw this buddy comedy. This film's so funny and what have you. It was good to revisit it when it was on Netflix. Anyway, Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn are absolutely crazy in this. If you haven't seen my review of this film yet, check it out. Number 14 is Ant-Man from 2015. This was a pretty good superhero film and really awesome. Paul Rudd was great as the titular character. Evangeline Lilly was good. Everyone was really good. Yellow Jacket was a pretty good bad guy as well. If you have not seen my re-review of the film, check it out. We'll see where the second one winds up later on. Number 13 is The Return of the Living Dead from 1985. This film's absolutely crazy, and I really liked it. This is a pretty good horror comedy, and what else can I say? This is just a classic. Number 12 is My Bloody Valentine from 1981. This is the original film, and I gotta say, after watching it in its special uncut version, since it got the steelbook edition of it, it's really good. I liked it. The uncut version way better than the theatrical one. Glad they put all the great kills in it with the gore and why have you. Number 11 is Scream or Scream 5 from last year in 2022. This film is a big comeback and a great requel. I think it was pretty good. And again, I wish the sixth one the best of luck. But anyway, the kills were pretty bloody and what have you with this one. Okay, well, I breezed through those. So now it's the top 10. This is going to be big surprise and what have you. I will say that this is just going to be big. Some of it will surprise you, some of it may not. But, well, I'm just going to tell you, I did what I wanted to do. So bear with me, okay? So let's get started with the top 10 of my February 2023 watches. Coming in, number 10 is Blackula from 1972. I love this movie. This is easily a guilty pleasure. William Marshall is really good as the titular character who happens to be an African prince who gets cursed by Dracula and is now reborn as Blackula at nighttime. I gotta tell you, when it gets all more additional hair on when it becomes Blackula, wow, it's really scary. I mean, it's not really one of the best vampire films, but still pretty good though. Anyway, I think it's still pretty good. If you haven't seen this film yet, you gotta try, even though it's PG rated. Now, coming in at number 9 is The Pink Panther from 1963. Now, that was the year when it came out in the UK, but it didn't come to us until next year. So I'm just going to count as 63. I'll review this film and its other films perhaps later on this year. Anyway, this film is pretty fun, what have you. I liked Peter Sellers' portrayal as Inspector Clouseau. And well, it's just so fun. You can't go wrong with that great score from Henry Mancini. There is another Pink Panther film still to come on this ranking. But the original Pink Panther is not too bad. It's pretty fun. Next, coming at number 8 is Scream 2 from 1997. Now, again, this film's been growing on me real fast, and why we have to revisit it several times, and it still has. It's still pretty good. Most people consider this to be their favorite, and that's understandable. I like the college setting and what have you, and let me tell you, a real good sequel and what have you. You can't go wrong with a, a pretty good sequel, especially when it's Scream 2. hmm Definitely. The cast was good too and the kills weren't too bad either. So Scream 2, very good. Now coming in at number 7 is Ant-Man and the Wasp from 2018. Now I like this film a little bit more than the first one, but you don't have to take my word for it. It was pretty good. Great to see. Continue after the events of the first film. Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, great in the titular character roles. I think this film was just so much fun, what have you. But it really took a turn and what have you, but as it, well, went through to lead to the events of Avengers End Game, which we'll see, which that's still ahead on this ranking. Yes, I rewatched it. But anyway, Ant-Man and the Wasp, it was pretty good. The performances from everyone was good, story was good. If you haven't seen my re-review of the film, check it out if you haven't. Now coming in at number 6 is The Pink Panther Strikes Again from 1976. Now, this film's absolutely funny. Peter Sellers, once again, great as Inspector Clouseau. Really funny. It had a lot of fun moments. I do like when Dreyfus now becomes a bad guy after escaping the loony bin, what have you, from the after being there in the last film. Will I gotta tell you, it's absolutely really funny. And again, I will review this franchise real soon, possibly later in the year. Stay tuned and find out. The Pink Panther Strikes Again, it's really funny. I did enjoy it. Now, coming in at number 5 is Stand By Me from 1986. This is a really good film. I knew I had seen it before. I had to make sure after I rewatched it, and yes, I had seen this before completely. This film's really good. I definitely gotta review this film sometime. We got great performances from Will Wheaton, Corey Feldman, Jerry O'Connell, and the late great River Phoenix. Yes. But anyway, Stand By Me was just a lot of of fun and what have you in some parts. But this is a great coming of age drama. Again, I will review this film later on down the road, I promise. Based on Stephen King's novel The Body, and well, it's titled deriving from Ben E. King's classic song. Stand By Me, good film. And coming in at number 4 is Everything Everywhere All at Once from last year in 2022. Now, this film's absolutely strange, but pretty good in ways. I liked how it focused on taking place in various multiverses and what have you. The performances from the cast were really good, and well, I wish this film the best of luck at the Academy Awards. Seriously, I heard it did pretty well at the Screen Actors Guild Awards not so long ago, so I hope for the best this does well at the Academy Awards, even if it is going up against juggernauts like Avatar: The Way of Water and Top Gun: Maverick. But anyway, Michelle Yeoh was really good in this, and it was fun to see Ke Huy Quan, you may know from the Goonies and Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Yeah, absolutely really good. I did do a spoiler-free review of the film. Check out if you haven't seen it. But I've done that months ago last year. So everything, everywhere, all at once, pretty good. Probably one of the top films A24 that has done is that's big in my book. But it is their biggest hit though. Next coming in number 3 is Avengers End Game from 2019. Great film. This is kind of the first time I went into it while watching its predecessor, Infinity War. But don't worry, I've done it before. But well, watched them both back to back. But I wanted to try and watch this after I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp, just to continue after the events so that Ant-Man would return. Anyway, this film's absolutely a blast from start to finish. It does have a little bit of slowdown, but builds up later on for and not bad for a big 3 hour MCU film. Still one of the greats, Avengers End Game. And the final battle against Thanos and all those other characters, yeah, really good. And the final two, this again, like usual, this was a tough decision to make because I've got one of my favorite horror flicks and one of my favorite family flicks and what have you. So let's go for it. Coming in at number 2 is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from 1971. I love this movie. This is absolutely a superb masterpiece. Gene Wilder, absolutely good as Willy Wonka. And as I've said at a time or two, I would rather watch it over Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But even though that is still just a wee bit more loyal to the book, but it can't really hold a candle up to this way in ways because Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory's been a childhood favorite of mine. And I will say it still will be a childhood fave right to this day. Absolutely very good. So anyway, I gotta give this credit. It hasn't aged much. The lines haven't aged much, nor has the songs and what have you, etc. I do love it. It's really good. And finally, number one, my number one rewatch of February 2023 is Scream from 1996. I love this movie. This is what really got me into liking horror movies a whole lot more. Even after watching maybe a bit of Nightmare on Elm Street or Child's Play or even Friday the 13th. But this is what really got me into horror movies big time. Was this Wes Craven classic. The cast is good, the story's good, and the kills aren't too bad. But anyway, you can't go wrong with this. This is still my favorite Scream film. You'll have to take my word for it. I know a lot of y'all like Scream 2 a little more and what have you. But anyway, Scream is awesome, and I still love it to this day. Definitely. Okay, that's going to do it. What did you think of this ranking? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1. So, if you like this video, consider checking out my reviews for some of the flicks you saw in this video. In the upper left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of Scream 2022. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of Ant-Man and the Wasp. And the bottom left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.